high definition. 10 minutes of non-stop news. And your Weather Authority hour-by-hour forecast. The people you know, the news you trust. Channel 6 News 10 at 10 starts with breaking news.
A small plane crashes into the middle of a car dealership in Blair. The pilot dies on impact. It's a story Channel 6 broke just hours ago. Tonight, late-breaking new details.
We start our team coverage with Brian Mastry at the scene of the crash. He joins us now via 6 View Live.
John Mallory, we are on top of Truck Mountain live in Blair. Blair police just escorted us to the scene. You can still smell the fuel that's permeating this area. Take a look at the plane. It's one from the 1940s. It crashed in between 4 Ford pickups here. The pilot's been identified as Robert Herrick of Nickerson, Nebraska. That's a town about 20 miles west of here. Herrick was 92 years old, 92, and he died on impact. The crash could be felt for miles around. See the plane's tail in the middle of all the pickups? Local plane experts describe it as a single-engine air coupe. It clipped the power lines and crashed in the middle of Woodhouse's Truck Mountain.
Lights flickered, and then you heard a big boom. Didn't know what was going on.
The pilot was killed. The plane is registered in Nebraska, and the pilot was the only one on board.
There's some debris that spread out over a considerable distance, and the aircraft landed nose down in amongst some pickup trucks that are up there, just in storage up on top of the hill.
Investigators say witnesses saw a low-flying plane. Now it's a matter of figuring out why the pilot crashed. Again, the pilot who was killed is 92. The FAA, within the last half hour, left the scene. John Mallory, it will be up to them to figure out what the exact cause was. Reporting live in Blair, Brian Mastry, Channel 6 News.
Thank you, Brian. And reporter Chase Moffitt has also been in Blair all evening. He was one of the first out at the crash.
As he's about to show us, first responders were dealing with a lot of challenges tonight.
It is a bad deal. It's really sad.
At the top of Truck Mountain, investigators believe the single-engine air coupe may have clipped these power lines.
Well, we come up here quite a bit, but that was kind of weird to see planes in the middle of Truck Mountain.
OPPD trucks are on scene. Workers shine the light where they believe the lines may have been damaged.
And it was already low at that point?
Sounded like it. We didn't know what the noise was. We just figured it was something down at Cargill.
The Washington County Sheriff's Office says when the plane crashed, it may have taken out upwards of 8 new trucks.
I was at the high school. It's on the other side of town practicing basketball, and the lights just flickered off when we were conditioning.
Investigators said there was no fire after the crash, and the loud boom was from the power lines being clipped.
We know people who work out at Sid Dillon and Woodhouse, and they said the lights just went off and then the power flickered. My mom, who lives in town too, said the power flickered there as well.
Investigators will come through the scene, piecing back the puzzle of this fatal crash. Now again, we are live atop Truck Mountain in Blair. You can see these power poles connecting the power lines. They're fairly large in size. So if we can go down, you can see the plane resting there in between those pickups, 4 of them, as Brian mentioned earlier. Now to recap, again, the pilot, the Washington County Sheriff's Office identified the pilot as Robert Herrick, 92, of Nickerson, Nebraska, the sole victim of this plane crash. The Washington County Coroner's Office has ordered an autopsy on the body. The investigation continues as well. On behalf of Brian Mastry, I'm Chase Moffitt reporting live in Blair, Nebraska, Channel 6 News.